Hello, welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I'm working on the Groundhog Day hop. This is a fairly new hop for me. I participated for the first time last year. So there is a playlist below for this year, but there are also going to be links to playlists from the previous year down there for you to take a look at. The premise behind this hop is to choose a layout that you created and scrap lifted over and over, kind of like on the movie with Bill Murray called Groundhog Day. And I don't know if you've seen that movie, but it's a really cute movie, and he just has the same day over and over. So we're kind of doing that with the layout. And I chose a really, really old layout of mine, and I'm posting that up here in the corner for you so that you can see my original layout. And that is, of course, the very first one that I scrap lifted in 2024. For 2025, I'm going to scrap lift my 2024 layout, which I posted up here in the corner for you. So that gives you an idea of what's going on. And let's talk about the product that I pulled for this layout. You may or may not know that I am the lead master forger over at Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog. Each month we choose an inspiration kit and we use our very own stash to curate a similar kit. This month we are using the Kitaholics May 2024 kit. It has Cedar House in it, and I will link up my video from yesterday as well as the Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog so that you can see kind of what I'm talking about. And that way you can also look at my full kit, because I did not pull the full kit for this video. I just pulled a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I totally pulled a whole bunch of stuff for this layout. And the subject that I am scrapbooking is going to be my SLC tribe. There will be a second video on my channel today for Scrap Lift Crafternoon, or as we call ourselves, the SLC tribe. And that is the subject matter of my layout for today. And I got everybody's permission to use their photo, because some of my ladies don't use their personal photo on their YouTube channel icons. So I did get permission first, and they all provided me a photo. So I have those, and I have those printed out down here. There's all of our beautiful faces. You'll have to ignore the little extra photo here. I don't like leaving a spot blank, and so I did go ahead and just print that drink that I was enjoying the other night. Had a rough day that day. We went out to dinner. I had a margarita. The other thing I wanted to mention is I'm going to be trying to use up some of these alphas from my kit. And if you watch the February 1st video of this kit, which I also combined with How to Kill a Kit with Style for February, you will see that I actually mentioned that these are super old, and I didn't know that I was going to be able to use any of them. Well, I'm going to use them for this layout as part of my title. And then I have a whole bunch of other things from my kit, just kind of a mishmash of different product. Of course, I probably won't use every little piece of ephemera sticker that's in here, but I pulled it just to give myself some options. And here are the letters that I pulled for my title. I've already pulled them off so that they're ready to go. But I have this Photoplay Bros Amazing sticker sheet. Pretty sure this is from Vicky Boot and Fernwood. I think I said it was from something else yesterday, but I'm pretty sure that's Vicky Boot and Fernwood. I have 2 rolls of washi. Not sure I'm going to get those on here. I have this piece, very tattered now. It's only been laying on my desk for a little bit, but it's kind of a mess. But I have this little piece of corrugated paper, scraps from a previous layout. I believe that was my January 25th Christmas in January layout. And then I've got 3 pieces of patterned paper, some chipboard clocks, and an acetate piece from Allie Edwards, one of her story kits. And it reads, in case you cannot read it, call it a clan, call it a network, call it a tribe, call it a family, whatever you call it, whoever you are, you need one. These ladies mean the absolute world to me. They bring joy to me every single day. I enjoy working with them and creating with them. We have an absolute blast playing together each week, and they are some of the most kind, amazing people on this planet, and I am so blessed to be able to do this hop with them. And I just wanted to have a layout of us. There's 10 of us now. I've got all 10 of our photos. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to get started with this, and I will be right back. So I think it is super ironic that this is the first piece of the pattern paper from my kit that I grabbed, because in my video from the first, I mentioned, whoa, it's super bright, I don't see myself using this side. And it's the first piece I grabbed for this layout, which kind of cracks me up. I really liked the ability to use it to map my photos, and so that is what I did. Right now I'm just kind of playing with both sides, so I am going to use both sides. I cut I think that's 6x6 is what that ends up being, so I use that. And now I'm going to cut down this gorgeous piece of paper, and unfortunately you really can't see a whole lot of it, I think, in the finished layout, but it's okay. I'm going to cut it down. I think it's 6 by an 11 or 11.5 is what I end up cutting it down. I'm cutting off that branding strip and the extra little bit. I'm going to get the branding strip. It's really not a strip. It's the same color as the whole pattern paper, but this is a paper pad from Die Cuts with a View, so it still has the little whole piece on it, and I of course wanted to get that off. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere this blue and copper piece on here. This is going to hold the vast majority of my photos. Now, if you saw in the original layout, I had a whole bunch of tiny photos lined up. I think that layout was done in 2004, maybe early 2005. And it's of my best friend, Dawn, from high school, and her family. And the only reason I'm mostly sure of the date is because we both had a baby in December of 2004. Both of us had a little girl. They were born 2 weeks apart, and so I know that those photos were taken with her new baby in it. And anyway, so late 2004, December timeframe, but more than likely early 2005 is when I completed that layout. So it is a super old layout. So my goal was to use at least one of these large circle quotes, and I felt like this was the perfect one for my SLC tribe. So I'm laying it up there at the top, and I'm going to start adhering these photos down to this black and cream colored paper. Again, this was not my favorite piece of paper in my kit, and so I was quite surprised when my little artist brain chose this one to put on here. But I decided that because of all of that dark contrast, that it would stand out very well against the other papers that I chose. Now, I will admit that this is going to be a little bit of a struggle bus. There's 10 photos, and they're not all tiny. And I printed mine 4x4. I may be able to take it and trim it down a little bit, but I don't think I trim it down at all. I think I use it as you see it. So I did try to kind of measure out where the other photos were going to end up on this layout. And I'm having to cut off little slivers. This is one of those things that as I was doing this, I was cracking up, because I said in a recent video, this girl can't cut straight. I can't. Now, I don't do too badly here because I'm actually using a line to help me cut, but I'm kind of trying to get these photos the same size. I don't know why, but sometimes when I print photos with my Picturemate 400, they don't, like if I print 2 3x4s, one of them might be 3 1/4 by 4, and then the other one will be the rest of the photo paper size. And so they don't always print evenly, is what I'm trying to say. And so that's what I was struggling with here, was trying to get them to print evenly. So I'm just kind of guessing on where to place my little tiny trimmer there. That's a We Are Memory Keepers trimmer. I know I'm going to go diagonal with these, but I'm trying not to cover up my quote. I end up having to cut down one side of that circle a little bit on the quote so that it goes over into my borders that I created on the other side. And I'm going to be trimming up this piece here off of it so that I can line it up with the other one. I'm just kind of trying to make room. So I get 6 of the little photos on here like this, and now I'm going to have to cut more of the tile paper because it's not quite long enough, and I think I end up just cutting another 1/4 square or something like that. And so at this point I'm kind of trimming down some of these photos. Now I have Kathy's photo is printed much smaller than the rest of them, and that's mostly because I didn't have any other 2x3 photos to print, and I was trying to print that 4x4 of me, and so I just pulled hers in as that little tiny 2x2, and I end up trimming it down just a tad so that I can fit it on here. And it works out great because with her photo being shorter than the rest, I'm able to get all of those on here. So I had to pull a second sheet of this pattern paper out of my paper pad, so I'm only going to have just a little bit of it left, and all I'm doing is I'm cutting a square out so that I have it to finish off matting that group of photos there on the right. And again, I'm really having to squish these photos in here with the hope that I'm able to get them all on here. And the way I do this is I end up having to just keep continuously trim down the sides of my matting to make them fit. And I think I might actually even have to cut off a corner a little bit here, but so far I'm happy with placement, so we're going to go ahead and continue on. So I had to turn off the camera so that I could glue some things down. That way I had my placement perfect. And so I've done that at this point. I did, like I said, I cut off an edge of that circle with my trimmer so that it would tuck up underneath those left side borders really well. I went ahead and I took some of the labels from my kit. There should be a link under the February 1st video that showcases my kit for you so that you can download those labels for free. They're not my personal labels, they're somebody else's, but I believe I got the link originally from Janet Madison from RTS Scrapbooking. So I will share when I have links like that if I can. Most of my other labels, like my Illustrated Faith labels, I have purchased, and I just continuously download them. Anyway, but these were freebies, and there's a link on the February 1st video if you are interested in grabbing them for yourselves. I knew that I wanted to use the title piece from the PhotoPlace sticker sheet. This sticker sheet was actually in the original inspiration kit that we used for Counterfeit Kit this month, and what I based my counterfeit kit and how to kill a kit with style kit on. And I knew that I wanted to use this word amazing on this layout because I think that these ladies are all amazing. They're some amazing people, and like I said earlier, I enjoy working with them. We have a good time, choosing layouts and finding things, and I really enjoy this whole process. So I'm just kind of trying to get my title on here now and a few of the embellishments. I am playing a little bit, and I realize that I can't put that embellishment and that 49 and Market laser cut that looks like twine where I put it initially because I need to get my title here. And I'm glad I caught that before I did any gluing down because it would have been really hard to rip up. I'm looking for the rest of my letters, I misplaced my eye. I found it later, but I misplaced it, poking out the centers from the B, and I did that with the R as well, using my pokey tool that I use to poke holes. And I know that that last letter is an F, and I will Frankenstein it to make it an E. I find, or I use a period from the actual letter stickers and just kind of make it work. It's not perfect, but it does work. So now my goal now is to try to get this twine piece back on here because I really want it right there. And so I end up switching up the placement a little bit. The little clock, chipboard clock piece is going down at the bottom instead of at the top of my photo. I'm adding a butterfly and some of the acetate pieces to the acetate circle. I wanted to use this watch, and the reason I'm using clocks on this layout is a lot of times when I post my SLC video to Instagram, I say something along the lines of it's Sunday, and that means it's time for Scraplift Afternoon. And I thought that adding the clocks was just kind of a nod to my weekly, if I remember, my weekly Instagram post. I'm getting better at that. Not perfect, but I am getting better at making sure I get it up there. I wanted to put the rainbow on there. I know that it's not a full rainbow color, but I wanted to get that on there because my friend Kristen, who is in the first strip, Scrapping on the Fly, loves rainbows, and so I wanted to put that on there for her, and it looks really nice where I put it. Kind of looking at the different quotes, and I know that I want to add some of these puffy sticker hearts, mostly because they're falling off of the backing sheet and I don't want to lose them. I want to use them, so I'm trying to get some of those on here. I think I only actually get 3 on here, but I'm making some little clusters here and there. This is not going to be your typical visual triangle of clusters. There is a visual triangle or 2 on here, but it's not going to just have one. It's going to have multiples because I've got multiple clusters going on. And I think I did a pretty good job doing that without making the layout super busy, which makes me extremely happy. There won't be any extra journaling on here just because there's not room. All right, I got my layout completely finished. I am absolutely thrilled with the way that this turned out. I got all 10 photos of my Scraplift Crafternoon tribe on this layout. I wasn't sure in the beginning if I was going to make it, but I was going to give it a good try, and I managed to do that and get embellishments and get a title and get a big quote. So that makes me super happy that I was able to get all of those things done and it not be super crowded or super busy. I love the texture of the corrugated paper on this side. I really feel like the texture here with the chipboard here and these pieces of chipboard kind of give it enough texture and depth, and it kind of makes your eyes go across the page, which is always my goal. Part of my storytelling is artistry, and I really enjoy this process. I know that these ladies are really good at telling their family stories and creating eye-pleasing layouts too. I am so thrilled that I get to work with each and every one of these ladies every single week. They really are amazing ladies. They're kind, they're wonderful. We talk in our private group and we support one another, and that's why they're my tribe. I want to thank you for being here with me today. If you are new here on my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. If you're not new, I would love it if you would click the like button, the thumbs up button for this video. Those things help YouTubers' videos and content get pushed out into the algorithm for YouTube, and it gets our content seen more. And so we all appreciate that. If you have any comments or questions, please drop those down below, and I will happily get back to you as soon as I can. I will be saying this on multiple videos over the next couple of weeks. About 13 days from now, I will be leaving for a cruise. This cruise is hosted by Janet Fritz, Galaxy Girl Creations, and MK Gunn, who is Some Assemblage Required here on YouTube. They're going to be teaching some classes on our C days, and so I will not be home, but I do plan on having content for you to watch during those weeks. I really hope that you guys have a great Sunday and a great new week. Bye!